everyone. Oh, wait, that's Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't really have an anime voice. What's going on, guys? This is me, Shane, brought to you by Nice Light and Natural Light. And I'm going to go ahead and give you another Yashahime Princess Half Demon episode review and recap. It's episode 23, The Three Princesses Strike Back. And usually with movies that are just like Strike Back, like Empire Strikes Back, so I'm going to adjust this live. Like the Empire Strikes Back, well, shoot, that was it's hailed as the greatest Star Wars movie. I know as a kid I enjoyed the third movie, but hey, this might be just as great as Empire Strikes Back. Who knows, guys? But before I go on to talk about anime and not Star Wars, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave a comment down below. Those things actually do matter. It lets the algorithm, even though YouTube claims that the algorithm works differently, but it does not. Those things let YouTube know that you guys enjoyed it, and it will show it for more people. And that's the goal here. We're trying to get to 100, at least, if not by the end of this month, by the beginning of April. So let's get right into it. If we remember, last episode, Zero decided to mess with Setsuna, steal the seal that Moroha had placed on her, and caused her to go haywire until Towa had to intervene. And then we had Moroku's kids, the oldest daughter, Gyoken Ma, I forget the name, very old names. The Hyosu, they had to go ahead and calm her down. Thankfully, no one was killed. And at this point in time, let me see if I got my notes right. Nope, that's something I'm going to write in my description later. We have, and you remember, Mr. Osama. Is that Osama? I hope it's not Osama, but it's Mr. Kieran in the present day. He's talking to Shota and the little daughter May, and he can see the Grim Comet. And I'm like, wait a minute, his last name's Kieran, which they never revealed his last name was Kieran before. And you're looking at this guy's face, it's like, oh crap. So he's talking to Shota, saying, yeah, Towa's been absent ever since she got in here. And just like with Kagome's grandfather, Shota comes up with this funny excuse saying that her rheumatism has come back. Oh, goodness, that's a good gag, and I'm glad they actually brought back, because I didn't think anybody actually gave a crap that Towa had been gone for so long. But I digress. I can't remember Shota's wife's name. I know that they brought her name up before, but she shows up with, a new violin and this apple. It's just the bag says apple, and it's so funny because the daughter's like, "You got me something." And while Kieran was looking up at the sky, saying, "Yeah, that every 500 years this comet shows up, and it's about 470 to the dot. So every 470 to 500 years this thing shows up." I guess people just round up because why not? And Shota's like, "Yeah, I heard something about that, but you're not really supposed to be able to see it with the naked eye." And Kieran, teacher Kieran is like, so normal people cannot see this, but he can see it clear as day. And then we get a juxtaposition of Kiyomaru in the feudal era, saying that he cannot ignore this any longer. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just give you a theory right now. If Professor Kieran is literally Kieran Maru from the past, who just lived all of this time amongst humans, maybe to understand them. Maybe after hundreds of thousands of years, he finally understood them, and that's why he just lived among them and didn't even try to murder them. That's wild. If this guy isn't an incarnation of him, and he is actually him, holy crap. And I believe it actually is him. Has to be him, right? Right? Anyhow, we have Zero, who we go right back to the ending of the last episode. Well, the first ending part where she's at this old temple, and we are confirmed that this is the place that was burned down. This is the place where the Great Dog Demon, in Japanese is called Toga. Great Dog Demon has died, and she picks up something that's black. It looks like dirt. It's really more or less his ashes. His body has seeped into the earth. I know I'm skipping ahead, but just want to get through this. I got some notes here. She asks if Riku knows. Can't remember. Ask if the other twin what her powers is, and he's saying, well, she's really kind and super. She's the kindest, so I don't think she has any hidden power. And she even says, you're really bad at lying. So I can't believe if I don't know if she thinks he's lying about her having hidden power, or if he's lying that like that he's relieved that she doesn't have anything, because then Zero doesn't have to try to do anything to her, right? And she offers to make tea. They go in and make tea. I guess this is their little hideout. Meanwhile, back at the corpse dealer place, Moroha's sleeping, but they're discussing Setsuna's little marking on her arm, and he says, "Ah, that's a blood blade. Since you have the great dog demon's blood inside of you, you have the ability for poison claws, for the blades of blood. That type of power should show itself whenever you need it or you're in trouble." But he's saying that's something he heard. And Toa's like, "Why are you being so vague?" He's like, "I never seen this before. I'm just telling you." So it looks like this thing is a blade blood, not blades of blood, but a blood blade. Sure. So if I go down here, uh, we have Moroha, who is woken up. She's saying, "Hey, good morning," even though it's nighttime. I'm like, "Hey, so you got any juicy bounties or something?" He's like, "I don't got a bounty, but we got a client." The twins literally want to hire her to exterminate, to kill Zero, and they're offering their piece of the bounty from Tetsu. Not Tetsuo, it's Totetsu. Sorry, so many animes, so many similar names. And from Totetsu, and we have Hisu. Hisu is followed by Takechiyo. He brings a piece of the branch of the tree that Zero had used her Suichigomu web on, that was by Moroku, and they're able to get the scent of her. At dawn, they're gonna find her and they're gonna get their revenge. We're tired of your stuff. Unfortunately, they still don't know that Rin has a life tie to Zero, just like Towa does. This is actually one of the smartest villain things ever, to not brag about this. And we're gonna find out some ramifications about this later on, folks. So, meanwhile, Kirimaru is at Sesshomaru's mother's house, the place where they convene to take care of the Grim Comet. Earlier, well, 15 years ago, and where they took care of the Grim Comet hundreds of years before. And he's calling her lady. He's showing so much respect to her, and she's saying, my time, that time has long passed. You don't have to flatter me. You have to be so formal. And he's saying, I'm sorry to trouble you, that Zero's giving you trouble. She's chasing after Sesshomaru's daughters and meddling. And, well, Sesshomaru's mother calls it meddling. And she's saying, I really, I have no interest in humans. I don't really care what happens to those girls. Which, me thinks she's telling the truth, but me thinks she also does care. And I'm saying this because we're going to have a part later on where we're talking about demons aren't supposed to have certain emotions like people. But my thing is, we've seen the bat demon, that Shirio's father, he actually cared about her. We have several demon parents who either have demon children or full demon children and actually care about them. So it sounds like a standards and practice kind of thing, and that is going to come back later on as well. This belief that demons have to not care and have this sort of air about them. But I love Sesshomaru's mother. She's actually a very interesting character. And so so she also says that half demons show their worth when it comes to survival and how they can survive. And he says, since they're coming after me, I can't like ignore this. They're gonna try to kill me. I'm gonna have to retaliate anyway. And we have this giant wheel to the side. Never seen this thing. Apparently, just been sitting there this whole time. He has the windmill of time moved? Nah. And he's trying to. Apparently, Sesshomaru was looking for Akaru, that's called Akaru's wheel of windmill of time wheel. He's trying to find Akaru's pinwheel, and I'm guessing if this thing moves, the windmill of time will move. And she believes that, this is just Sesshomaru just passing the time. And Kirimaru says, "Well, I think he's trying to save his daughters." And she says, "Huh? If he tried to do that, that will make him human. And that's just not Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru's not going to do anything like that because he doesn't have human qualities. Again, that is this human thing popping back up all over again. Quite interesting, right? So I digress. Takeshio gets the ladies to the burnt down temple. It is confirmed that this is where the great dog demon died. They split up. As soon as the twins get there, they split up. Towa sees Zero saying, I don't understand you. You're really complex and you're an odd girl. And Towa's like, hey, I take that as a compliment. She's like, show me your power. So they clash. Setsuna, she runs into Riku. She's like, I knew you smelled like Kiyomaru. And he's like, I don't even know what I don't remember exactly what he says. Riku's one of those characters that annoy me. Like, I don't care. I don't mind the pretty boy characters like Vega, but he's playing this pretty boy doll character, and he's like, I'll kill stuff I love. So that's me. Are you gonna kill Zero then? You see that? You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me, sinuses. Anyway, they all engage in combat, and when Setsuna does her cyclone burst, he's able to block that. She does a scourge of swallows. He cuts it up and dodge it. He's handling her really well. And parts of the temple are getting destroyed as Zero is giving her all at Towa. And as she's kind of getting Towa on the ropes, we see Sacred Arrow going right into the temple, kind of making it crumble a little bit. Here comes the Crimson Dragon wave. Moroha is coming from the sky. And we get a very interesting interaction with them because she says, okay, so you guys want revenge. I told you this dragon rather go in the clouds. She easily redirects it. Moroha brings out a parasol. She says this is Towa's automatic umbrella. But when she throws it, the thing is glowing with energy, first of all. So whose energy is it? Where did it come from? Don't know. Okie dokie. Thing opens up and redirects the dragon back towards Zero. Zero uses her webs and sends it right back towards Moroha, who then starts spinning the sword on her hand and does the reverse Crimson Wave backlash wave, which this thing is doubled in size from the original attack, absorbs the original attack. Here comes Riku to throw sand, and the sand howls because it takes this form and it howls. And Miyoga appears, says, yeah, this is the land where your grandfather died, right? It is easy to believe that, his power, his spirit, his energy seeped into the dirt and is still, that power is still residing here. This guy was really, really strong, so that's not unbelievable. This is where I started to tune out a bit. So just as quick as that, they all surround these two fools, and Miyoga is trying to tell Moroha, hey, this is disrespectful. You should not be fighting at the place where your grandfather died. She says, yeah, but we got a chance to win here, so we're gonna take it. Miyoga splits. He's just like, all right, I'm done with this. Meow. Literally makes that noise. Meow. He's gone. Goodness, I wrote on the side that I'm just tired of Riku, tired of that guy. And Riku basically says, yeah, I gathered them here. We're gonna get these pearls from them. And before that, he basically says, Madam, I'll defend you. And now Toa's like, oh, this is the woman you're talking about? And of course, Moroha goes, yeah, probably why you shouldn't have gave him your silver pearl. And Setsuna says, so, are you guys in league? So you guys are in league with Kiyomaru, which is, I hope that's a bad translation, because it's a dumbass question, because obviously, yes, you knew that from last episode. What? We knew that from the episode before that he wasn't, what? Okay. Anyway, he reveals, because Zero says, just give her back the pearl. He reveals, no, I got all the pearls here. I got 5 of my own. And in addition to the rouge that's in the red one that's in Moroha's rouge, and the gold one that's in her eye, we got them all here. I brought them back here. And Zero is freaking out. She's like, how dare you? How disrespectful. The tears I shed because this guy died, my tears are being brought back to the spot where he died. So she has power over these things. And she takes the pearls from Riku. She pulls the gold one out of Setsuna's eye, painless apparently. And the rouge moves, and obviously all of them come to her, and they form like a halo above her. She's gonna show them, where they truly belong. And her webs are thicker and stronger. And as she's waving about, Towa's, thrown across the ground. Her energy sword disperses. She's about to get her, but as she took her pearl, that blade blood rises off of Setsuna's arm. So she takes advantage of this because Towa notices it. She's like, "Wow, since the pearl's gone, she's not holding it back." But she jumps up, and basically pulls a Tokyo Ghoul with a weird whip weapon and slashes her across the back. She done. Zero's gone. Everybody is super surprised. Zero is dead. Well, when she dies, the big windmill of time ticks once, but it ticks after we're seeing this golden field. And this golden field, this I guess it's a demon child is running about, and the pinwheel is turning. Now maybe the field was golden, maybe it wasn't. The wheel was golden, so I'm assuming that the pinwheel is also golden, but maybe it's just the sunlight. Because now we have Jaka and Sesshomaru, and they see this, and they're like, huh. The wheel is starting to turn. Kiramaru notices the wheel. Sesshomaru goes inside the Tree of Ages. Jaka follows. And at this point, Rin wakes up. And she's kind of like, oh, it looks like she's about to drown. And Sesshomaru's like, someone killed Zero. So Sesshomaru knows that there is a link between them. This is where things are getting kind of muddy. So we see Zero in the underworld. And I am going to assume that Sesshomaru's mother, either she is, I already know she's immensely powerful because look at her son. Sesshomaru is the most badass character in this series, in this franchise. And she's able to communicate through her pendant to Zero, saying, "Oh, you're gonna die and not cross by here and talk to me," But she understands, they weren't all that close. So there's some nice, friendly. This is some good banter and some good. I enjoy things like this when we're given a chance to see more of Sesshomaru's mother's character and to see more of Zero's character, which it's very apparent that she's a jilted lover. I will explain. So, Sesshomaru's mother, we're just gonna call her Madam. Well, no, because is Madam. We'll just call her Show Mom, right? Show Mom is laughing, saying, "This is what you get for meddling in people's affairs." And Zero's like, "I'm all right because since I'm gonna die, Ren is gonna die. That little human is gonna die anyway, so I don't care." And she's basically spouting her evil plan. She's saying to Show Mom, "Yeah, I bet this is how you felt when Lady Izawa passed through here." And she's quiet. She makes a very loud humph. She goes humph. Flat out goes, you're being boorish because she says, "I have no interest in humans." And the funny part is that what's her name? Zero says, "Oh, you're gonna go sit up here and speak falsehoods. Why don't you just tell me the truth?" And she's like, "I don't have interest in humans, and I have no words to offer you. But what is it what do you want, right? What is it that you want?" And she flat out says she hates humans and half demons, and that's really all she hates. And we get Show Mom is like, "So you're gonna tell me spare you falsehoods when you're just sitting up here like all you do you just hate humans and half demons." So when she claims it was to protect her brother from them, and we get this and I love it when it's in Japanese, when it's in the Japanese language, because in English we have very vocal cues of annoyance, but you have to pick this up from the type of conversation that they're having. In this conversation they're having, Zero is literally saying, I hate all humans and half demons, especially those who did nothing but inherit the great dog demon's blood. And Zero calls out on it, says, "Ah, so it's jealousy. You are jealous. That is straight up a human quality. That's superhuman of you." Because Zero starts making her way down the path to the afterlife, even goading that Ren will be passing through there soon. But when Show Mom goes, "That's human of you," she turns around, she's like, "How dare you?" She's furious at this comparison to being human. So where am I here? So meanwhile, Shomaru appears, which is another reason why I just love this kid. The dude just poof, he's there at his father when his father died. He's there in front of everybody, and of course, Tora's like, "Oh, that's Shomaru." Still doesn't. I don't. I feel like when they dub this, they'll probably like, "Oh, that's Shomaru, our father." But you know, things like this. Apparently, there's no familiar feeling from her to him, right? And he turns to Setsuna because he just automatically knows it's her. So how come you didn't kill her with your blade? And she shows the blood blade. She's like, "Isn't this mine though?" He takes out the Tenseiga, cleaves the underworld imps that are around her, and while she's yelling at Showmom, she's brought back to life because Riku was holding her and he was sad, and she's pissed that Shomaru uses the Tenseiga, which is made from the fang of the Great Dog. She's like, "How would you use his fang to bring me back?" She is just. This is one of the most jilted, overacting lovers. Like this is very much a old school type of Japanese poem, or even something you would see in Greek mythos, where jilted lovers or people who are super sad take things to the extreme because this is how mad she is. Cool thing is that Moroha knows it's the Tenseiga because all the others can just see is that he just swiped. She knows it's the Tenseiga. Yoga told her it's the thing that can bring someone back to life. Zero, her power, her aura is rising again, just like it was before, and her aura's over those rainbow pearls is starting to rise as well. She lashes out and breaks the Tenseiga, and Shishoma's kind of looking at her like, "Huh, you broke the Tenseiga." Funny thing is, I did forget to mention, I liked his retort when she said, "How dare you bring me back?" He's like, I had no other method to bring you back, just flat out. If I could bring you back by punching you, he probably would have." So now she is full on. She says, "This is who I am. I was thought I could leave uh, your stupid brats," because she calls them brats, and she calls them your spawn, your children, to Kiramaru. I thought I can leave you and them for him to kill. Nah, I'm gonna kill them myself. I'm gonna do this myself because this is who I am. And she tells Riku to give her the pearls, and Riku's kind of like he wants to give her the pearls, but he's like, what is going on here? Then out of the freaking sky, the clouds swirl, and who shows up but Kiramaru? And of course, the girls huddle together because Toa's like, "I was wondering when he would appear," and this is when the episode stops. And you want to know what's so cool about next week's episode? They did a episode preview. We see Toa coming out of a massive crater. No energy coming off of her blade, but we don't see her face. We don't see the face of Setsuna, but we see her bloodied body on the ground. And the name of the episode they literally say last episode, Sesshomaru's daughter. And Toa has tears in her eyes. There's rain coming down, and she's just laying on top of what may be Setsuna's dead body. What an episode. So I had wrote a note where I said this is like Korra, and I mean that in a bad way. Now, I will preface my statement with this, and before I preface my statement with this, I have some mixed feelings about this. First, I'm going to give you my rating. I'm going to give this a 4, regardless of how I feel about some of the characters' machinations and some of the characters' motivations. I'm going to give this a 4 because we get some good character depth. We show more than just we're showing main characters. We're not just showing the character we're going to throw away. We're showing all the main characters. We're finally understanding what is Sesshomaru working with Kiramaru for, what is going on. We see the present, We see the present and the past, how they interchange with each other. We're getting a step closer figuring out who Professor Dr. Kieran is, who's probably Kieran Maru or another version of him. Excuse me. Or maybe an ancestor. Maybe Kieran Maru actually has half demon children that are out there living in the present day. Hmm. I might have just ruined the ending of this whole entire show for me by saying that. But I digress. It's like Korra. It's like Korra and Boruto smushed together. Why am I saying this? I already told you my comparison for Boruto, especially with Towa as a rickety-ish character. I'm pretty sure if Setsuna dies, her main reason for going back in the past and the one that she's trying to get her dreams from, if she dies, and I have a feeling that opening the opening is very good because it shows you things but it doesn't show you too much. I had a feeling that Sassuna's probably going to be with Ren inside that tree and they're going to try to keep her from fully dying. That's a theory. Just a theory. But let's say Sessuna does die. It gives Toa better motivation. Now, why am I saying the show is like Korra? Didn't like Korra. Two reasons. And I'm going to address this first. First of all, I do not care about the type of relationship she left with the showrunners. If that's what you wanted to do, that's fine. But kind of putting out there like, yeah, we made it a lesbian relationship. Deal with it. First of all, yeah, people should deal with it. Secondly, I don't think Korra deserved to be with anyone, let alone Asami, because one, she tried to get with I can't remember the guy's name, but she broke up homeboy who was with Asami because she wanted to be with Asami, and then they broke up, and then you got with his ex. That is dirty. Tora is a not Tora, sorry. Korra is a dirty character for that reason alone. And actually, if you look up some of the comic books that happened after this, Homeboy, when he finds this out, everybody else is happy for them. He is not, with good reason. Kind of hope he becomes a villain. Kind of hope he heals Korra. Just me. But love triangle things. This is very much like Inuyasha. Inuyasha had tons of love triangles in it, and I appreciate this. One of the things that is annoying me though, now we broke the Tenseiga. That's what they got me the Korra thing because Korra ends up messing up and severing the ties of all the past avatars to any future avatars after herself. You ruined everything. I don't care how good, and another thing I hate about the show is that the old characters they're weak and their kids suck. And why do I say their kids suck? Their kids do cool things, but when it comes to the villain showing up, they can't do anything to them. I take offense to that because now in this show we have Sesshomaru who obviously cares. That's why I call BS that demons can't be human and she can't act the certain way. Even Toa she actually makes a connection between her and Zero, saying she was in the real world. There was so many things and mores and folk ways, things that you have to do, and she felt out of place. She said, I bet Zero may have felt that way, and maybe Zero got rid of her tears to rid herself of the emotion that she had from the great dog demon dying. She even tries to throw in show mom's face that yeah, you weren't chosen by him, even though she had a child by him. And that is a thing that happens in the real world. Sometimes your grandfather isn't married to your grandmother, and you have cousins some other way. That's a thing that happens. Trust me, people. It's a thing that happens, and that's okay. But we have a character like Show Mom who I can tell she cared for the great dog demon, and she cares for her boy Sesshomaru, especially some of the things she did for him in the Inuyasha. But she's okay. She can let things go. Zero obviously had a thing for him. Never pursued it, probably out of respect for Show Mom, but hated humans and hated the fact that he chose someone who was obviously weaker than her. And I kind of wish I got to see Show Mom and Zero fight. I'm pretty sure that would have been a fight for all the ages because I believe without a doubt that Show Mom is unbelievably strong. I digress. The whole jilted lover thing. This whole machination. Setsuna is probably gonna die because your great grandfather got with a human woman and made your uncle. And now she's taking it out on you that your mom was human and that your father got with her. This is at least she's evil. I prefer her motivations more than Riku, who just is a Bishojin character that's just like, I killed what I love. All right, Vega, calm down, get out of here. I'll take that. Even Kiramaru being the honorable villain is more interesting to me than Riku. So I'm intrigued by this next episode. If it's the last episode, I can't wait to try to find something else to fill in for Yashahime until they decide to come back with more. Because this is not going to be the end, obviously. But yeah, please let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of this episode. I know this episode was a little bit longer, but hey, apparently it's the second to the last episode, and it's time to feel sad, guys. It's time to feel sad. Please leave me a comment, let you know down below. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get notified of more videos just like this. Also, share the video, show others what great discussions we're having. I do like to do a review, give you a breakdown, because sometimes I find little things in between there to tell you what's going on. But yeah, thank you for showing up. I really do appreciate it. Please, as always, wash your hands, wear a mask. Black Lives Matter. Be good and be blessed. Especially be good to yourself and others. Don't be a jerk, please. And I will most definitely see you next time. Man, this show. Still got a 4 though, didn't it?